Seven of Nine's character couldn't have happened without Dr. Beverly Crusher in Star Trek: The Next Generation. When Star Trek Voyager introduced Seven of Nine in Season 4, she instantly became one of the franchise's most complex and fascinating characters. A former Borg drone, severed from the collective and struggling to reclaim her humanity, Seven brought a mix of icy logic, cutting wit, and raw vulnerability to the series. But while much of her appeal comes from Jerry Ryan's stellar performance and the strong writing in Voyager's later seasons, Seven's character DNA can be traced back to an earlier Star Trek figure, Dr. Beverly Crusher of The Next Generation. At first glance, Crusher and Seven may seem worlds apart. One's a compassionate Starfleet doctor in a blue uniform, the other's a silver-suited ex-Borg struggling with individuality. But beneath the surface, their stories share a thematic through line: the balancing act between science, humanity, and personal identity. Without the groundwork Dr. Crusher laid in TNG, it's hard to imagine Seven's story being told in quite the same way. The science-humanity bridge. Dr. Beverly Crusher's role aboard the Enterprise D was never just to heal the crew's injuries. She often served as the bridge between hard science and the ethical implications of applying it. Whether confronting alien viruses, negotiating with sentient nanites' evolution, or wrestling with the moral fallout of medical experiments, ethics, Crusher consistently showed that scientific advancement means nothing if it comes at the expense of compassion. Seven's journey on Voyager mirrors this principle. The ex-Borg's vast technological knowledge, including advanced medical, engineering, and tactical skills, often made her the go-to problem solver in crises. But her arc wasn't just about wielding her intellect. Week after week, Seven had to learn how to apply her abilities without losing sight of the people she was trying to help. That balance between cold logic and empathy was a hallmark of Crusher's approach long before Seven's debut. Medical ethics and the Borg parallel. In TNG's I, Borg, Crusher plays a pivotal role in shaping the moral debate around Hugh, a Borg drone captured by the Enterprise. While Starfleet initially considers using Hugh as a biological weapon against the collective, Crusher insists on seeing him as a patient first, a sentient being deserving of medical care. Her insistence on treating Hugh as an individual rather than a tool plants the narrative seed for Seven's own story years later. When Voyager liberates Seven from the collective in Scorpion Part 2, the crew could easily have treated her as a tactical asset or a threat to be neutralized. Instead, Janeway, much like Crusher, chooses to see the person beneath the cybernetic implants. That moral stance, the belief that even a Borg can reclaim their individuality, was pioneered in TNG through Crusher's advocacy for Hugh, the mentor role, and emotional guidance. Another link between the two characters lies in their mentorship of outsiders struggling with human customs. Crusher's relationship with Data offers a perfect example. While others sometimes treated the android with curiosity or suspicion, Crusher treated him as a colleague and friend, gently guiding him through the subtleties of human interaction. She was patient, encouraging, and never condescending. Seven's own mentor-student dynamic with Janeway, and later with characters like Naomi Wildman, follows that same model. Much like Crusher helped Data navigate humanity, Janeway helped Seven re-enter it. But Crusher set the tone for this kind of relationship in Trek, the fusion of intellectual challenge and emotional support that allows someone different to thrive in a human-dominated environment. Woman of science in a leadership position. When TNG aired in the late 80s and early 90s, women in science fiction were still often relegated to supporting roles without much technical authority. Crusher broke that mold. She wasn't just a doctor. She was the chief medical officer on the Federation flagship, someone whose expertise could override the captain's orders in a medical crisis. 7 of 9 inherited this depiction of female authority in STEM. Her voice often carried equal or greater weight than the captain's in scientific matters, and her confidence in her knowledge mirrored Crusher's assertiveness. Both characters challenged the assumption that female characters in Star Trek needed to be primarily defined by nurturing roles. They could also dominate the room in technical debates. Emotional growth through science. Both characters also use science as a way to explore their own emotional growth. Haunting her feelings for Pi,